Mina, konnichiwa, JesusFreakinGamer here. Yeah, it's actually the afternoon right now, not the evening. Doing it a little bit earlier today. Don't get used to that. Psalm 97 once again. Yesterday I talked about the Lord and how He reigns and is sovereign over all. And today I've talked about how glorious and wonderful He is, or at least I've mentioned it several times. Today I wanted to go into just a little bit of detail, and Psalm 97 talks a little bit about this sovereign God. And I wanted to go into a few of those details with you. This probably isn't going to be, no, this is definitely not going to be a 30-minute message. I'm going to actually try to keep it a little on the shorter side. Let's see how good I do with this. Starting at verse 2. Clouds and darkness surround Him. First thought that comes to my mind here is God has decreed that we must believe in Him through faith. So the evidence for Him is abundantly there. But if you want to ignore it, if you choose to ignore it, you certainly can. It takes faith to believe in God and to follow Him. You're not going to please Him without faith. There's a reason that while there's plenty of evidence for God's existence, there's a reason that it's not just like so abundantly clear that no one can deny it. No, God's allowing it to be denied for now. He surrounds Himself with clouds and darkness. If you're going to follow Him, you've got to exercise faith. Sometimes it's not completely obvious. And then the second part of verse 2, righteousness and justice are the foundation of His throne. You're never going to find a lie around Him. You're never going to find sin around Him. You're never going to find evil or wrongdoing around Him. The foundation of His very throne are righteousness and justice. Those are the precepts upon which He rules. Verse 3, a fire goes before Him and burns up His enemies round about. That sounds a little bit scary, but if you're on His side, there's nothing to be afraid of. Like I mentioned a few days ago, judgment is a good thing. It's a positive thing. If you're His child, yes, He is a consuming fire, but if you're with Him, His fire may burn up His enemies. It will purify and refine you if you believe in Him. Although I'll say, even though that's not kind of the point of this verse, the fire that goes from Him, it does consume all around Him. If you're His enemy, you will be burned up. If you're His child, you will also be burned up and you will be consumed. But instead of being destroyed, rather you'll be purified. You'll be glorified. You will look more like Him. And who you are as a person and as a Christian will blossom and grow because of that fire. Even His fire for His beloved is a good thing. Verse 4, His lightnings light the world. The earth sees and trembles. The clouds and the darkness do surround Him, but it's not like He doesn't make Himself known. Just as He said in was it Leviticus or Numbers? No, it was Numbers where He said the whole earth will be filled with the glory of the Lord. And in Romans chapter 1, how the earth basically cries forth the glory of God. He's surrounded by clouds of darkness, but He makes Himself known very abundantly. You can choose to deny this if you wish, but the evidence is all around. All you have to do is look and believe. And then verse 5, the mountains melt like wax at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the Lord of the whole earth. Verse 6, the heavens declare His righteousness, and all the peoples see His glory. If the mountains melt like wax, anything that's standing before you or before Him, it ain't going to be there forever. It really will only be there as long as He permits it to be there. When He wants to get rid of an obstacle, even something like a whole mountain, yeah, that's not a problem for Him. He can take care of that. And all of that, once again, the evidence of who He is, the evidence of Him being there. The heavens declare His righteousness. If you look around, you will see evidence of who He is. Not just that He exists, even of who He is. The heavens don't just declare His existence, they declare His righteousness. You can tell. Yeah, I'll say, and this is a faith statement. I can never construe this as evidence in a debate or an argument, but just looking at the heavens, looking at the creation, not only can I tell that someone or something is behind this, I mentioned that in a message several weeks ago, and I look around outside and I just think about how everything came to be. I really can't believe that this was an accident or just kind of happened. I can't believe that. Even if I wasn't a Christian and I believed in some other religion or faith or some other God, I couldn't believe that this is just here. At the same time, all of existence declares that the God who made this, he's a righteous God. There's some goodness there. There's some righteousness there. It's not just all bad. It's not just all ugly. It's not just all terrible. Not only is darkness in this world, so is light. Yes, there is ugliness in the world. There is also beauty. There is mourning in this world. There is also gladness. And all the peoples see his glory. He will make sure to let everyone know in a way that is personal to them that he is real and that he is wonderful. God makes known his glory to all people. Sometimes it is more obvious than others. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to see him than others. Sometimes that clouds, that darkness seem to surround him. But that doesn't mean he's not there. And with the eyes of faith, I would dare to say he's easily and readily seen. So guys, that's it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was just about 6.5 minutes of just being able to take in a little bit of who God is and how big and wonderful he is. Hopefully that was an encouragement and a blessing to you guys. Thank you very much for watching. I love you, and God bless.